Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts, and I'm back from my holiday, or for you Americans, vacation. I think is how you guys pronounce it, and back to doing this weekly live stream there again. Um, for those of you new to the channel, I am a fifth generation Blackthorn shillelagh stick maker, and I'm based in County Kerry here in Ireland, which is right in the southwest coast of Ireland. And Kerry is a very famous county, and it is famous for its GAA, for its football, and for sporting achievements, and it's famous for stick fighters too. Some of the most famous stick fighters in reported in history and by academics were based in County Kerry in Ireland. So why not highlight all of these fantastic things about the place in which I am from as well? And yeah, so this weekly live stream, I kind of do it to oh, here we go. Joe Douglas, Joe William. Yeah, what's up, man? With your Facebook account got suspended. Did you click on some dodgy links to the P Hub or something? Or did you get banned or something as well? Because I saw you sending me some messages and I didn't know who it was, and I was just ignoring you, man. Because you're like, add me friend request, ask me friend request, and that was kind of like a strange thing. But yeah, Joe, tell me your story, man. I want to know what happened to your Facebook account, like why it was got deleted or something like that. Because why not? It's a story. Garen, how are things with you? Good afternoon. Mary, how are things with you as well? Hope all is well with your life. All the way from Vegas, we have Joe Smiley. How are things with you, man? And we have Liesel as well. Hey, Liesel, how's everything with you? I thought you were going to send me some pictures, man, for some merch. You're going to draw some things for me as well. I'm still waiting for that email. Paul Connolly as well. Hi, Paul. Welcome to the channel as well. Where are you from, Paul? I don't recognize your name too much. We have representing Liverpool. The most famous Scouser out there, Lenny B. You know, famous for his rapping, we'll say. And yeah, welcome all the usual kind of faces to the channel. If you're watching this retrospectively, look, I leave it up for the week. The time isn't really convenient for everyone because it's like 6 p.m. on an Ireland, so it's about lunchtime in America. Like if you're in Europe, it's kind of all right. It's kind of you know the time of the day when you're finishing up. Um, so anyway, I'll give you guys an update, tell you what's kind of going on in McCaffrey Crafts as well. And we've another Scouser, newbie Scouser, living in Chesterfield as well. Oh, very good. I've been to Cheshire. Sorry, I've been to Cheshire, uh, with all the kind of old weird buildings, all the names and stuff as well. It's quite interesting. Slipped my mind. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. I've been on holiday as well, so I've kind of like been taking a little bit of a back seat on all my projects. Garen said I was just chatting with some beautiful ladies when I saw the notification pop up. Garen, man, why did you abandon those beautiful ladies to join a small, chubby who ate a lot of food in Thailand Irishman on this Friday afternoon? Like Garen, man, you gotta get in there, if you're chatting to some beautiful ladies. Was it Casey Dishazo at 1 p.m. here in Florida? It's a perfect time for my Florida brothers. All the guys in Miami and balling in Miami, isn't it? And Orlando and places like that. Yeah, it is me. I'll tell you personally. Can I send a message via Messenger? You can. McCaffrey Crafts. McCaffrey Crafts is my Facebook page. There's a messenger on that. You just contact me through there, Joe. That's how it is. Grandad says the picture's frozen. All right. I don't know what to do about that, man. Let's have a look. I think it's only for you, Dad. 1 second now. Yeah, no, I just checked it, and I seem to be moving around a bit as well. Okay, sorry, I got called. I called you at 4 a.m. your time. I get calls. Don't worry, Michael, man. No one in America kind of realizes. Well, not no. I mean, not everyone, but some guys, they don't really realize that I actually am in Ireland, and that there is a time difference, and that Ireland is several hours ahead. And you'd be surprised, Michael, every morning when I wake up, how many missed calls and different things. So usually, if I answer the call at 3 or 4 a.m., it's usually I drank a load of tea at 10 p.m. and I need to go for a pee in the middle of the night. And you wake up with a full bladder, and then if it's 4 a.m. and I see a few messages, like I might answer the call or something like that as well. But it's all right. Look, the kind of main time that I usually get a lot of questions is from the American time zone is usually from about 10 p.m. until about 2 a.m. So it's usually around that time. Okay, Garen says, got to attend a meeting of the Order of the Blackthorn. Yes, this is the largest community online for people who are interested in Irish walking sticks in shillelaghs as well. I have 12,000 Facebook followers. I have 7,200 on my YouTube, over 1,000 on my TikTok, several thousand views on my Pinterest as well. This is the number one place for you guys to do as well. And then we have Frank O'Hanison, and you bought one of my hazel sticks, I think I remember. Hello from Detroit and on Michigan as well. So I hope you're enjoying that hazel. Those hazel sticks are lovely. I got a nice batch of wood. You see, like it all just depends on the wood I get. Like the good sticks go quickly as well. Let's see. I was playing live last night at a guitar club. Some clips on my YouTube channel of interest. Yeah, I got to check up. I haven't really been watching too much YouTube recently. I'm watching a bit of these watch videos, where guys get a watch and take it apart and put it back. Don't start the rapping, Lark Francis. There's a 55 minutes for me to get my own back as well. All right, man. I'm not messing with the Scouser, man. I'm not messing. Don't. I'll be nice, Lenny. I don't want the wrath of someone from Liverpool as well. Let's see. Mary says hi, Franks. I hope you're well as well. And Frank, yes, it was. I have a weird memory. I can remember things. So Frank, thank you for the gorgeous stick you're saying there as well. So very good. I hope you see some more and you become quite known on the channel as well. Someone asked me recently why Blackthorn. Okay, yeah. We'll wait till you get that question out there, Joe. Let's see. Elizel Cigar Blocks says a hi to Lenny as well. So everyone's just kind of like saying hi to each other, which is good. We have a nice community here, guys. This is the best community because you can see me. I can't see you, but at least you can interact with me live. You can ask me questions. You can, if there's anything you want to know about sticks, stick making, blackthorn, shillelaghs, all that. I'm a very opinionated Irishman, as you should be. And you got to have your opinions as well. And I have my own opinions on my philosophy, and I make sticks that I like the way that I like them as well. And all you guys are saying hello to each other. Look how friendly you guys are, all saying very good to each other. So yeah, like for 2 weeks there, I wasn't uploading any sticks because I was busy doing business in Thailand. Of course, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I love making like as many businesses as possible. Like the walking sticks is my main business that I do, and it's my most time consuming as well. But of course, I have several other business interests as well and developing things. So I've been in Thailand trying to assist in some projects for 2 weeks that I had to go over on a business trip. Let's see, how is Frank doing? He's all right. He seems in good form. Let's see. I think we were like we're working on some new thing today, and like it wasn't really going to plan. So like it was that's how it was today. Like he was kind of doing something, and then I kind of looked at it, and because I want to do it this way, and he wanted to do it that way, and I think we had kind of two different minds to how to approach this thing as well. So I'm kind of we're experimenting with a few different things. And this is the time of year to do it. Like the weather's good, there's fine stretch in the evening as well. Let's see, Paula's question. I was wondering, trying to identify leaf. Is leaf pointed or could it be tongue shaped? It's more serrated. It's like a little bit of a jagged edge. So it's not like a leafy leaf as well. Actually, you can eat the young leaves of blackthorn. At this time of year, I don't know. I've got plenty of leaves. I'm still alive. I think it's okay to do as well. So they're kind of like green, of course, like Ireland, but they're kind of like a bit jagged and serrated at the edge as well. To be similar leaves to like a plum tree or something like that. That's the only one I can think of. Let's see. Someone asked me recently why blackthorn sticks with many knuckles are more prized than those that have knuckles. How would you answer that question? You're always trying to start drama, Joseph, and Joe as well. I know exactly who said that, and then if I start contradicting with another guy as well. So like it's firstly it's a nonsense comment to say, and I think you know that already, Joe, and you're just having a bit of banter, so it's fine. So why are they so many? They're not prized. Like the knuckles have, it's basically, there's all different types of blackthorn. The ones with knuckles usually come from the branches. The ones which are root balls would be, I suppose, the most highly prized ones. Not a lot of root balls. Joe, you've cut many walking sticks yourself. I have like 200 or 300 root sticks below. I can go through them one by one if anyone wants to see a video of that. And they're the most kind of highly prized ones, the root balls. For the reason being is that the stick maker who makes them, they're very hard to get physically to get them out of the ground. Usually out of work and time has to get into to trying to get these ones as well. So that would be it as well. But like, Joe, man, you're always throwing these weird comments now on curveballs. You have to start behaving on this channel, man, or I'll have to give you a spanking there, or something. Let's see now. Matt says, I made my first root ball stick, Francis. Yeah, the thing about root balls is like there's already kind of like a handle in them as well. But like root balls are like hit or miss in that when you see one in the ground and you dig it out, sometimes it has a handle, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just a little thing. Sometimes you get a nice thing as well. So those kind of root sticks, for me, they're the most highly prized, because they take a lot of time and effort to kind of do them as well. But yeah, like the thing about root sticks is like they're usually a bit straighter, so they're not too bad to work on as well. It's just sometimes the roots, there's loads of like holes and gaps and little things, so you might have to like fill like a few of the gaps and spaces on them as well. So that can be like the only thing. And you know, like there's only so many routes that you can get per season as well. Usually, it's like not the common type of thing. So they'd be the kind of like the hardest ones to actually find and to get, and the amount of blood tax that goes into to finding one of them as well. But like the thing is, if you pull up all the root sticks, you'll have you'll have no places to go cutting the next year and the next year. So everyone, you can't go and dig up all the root sticks from the blackthorn, because then you'll have no cutting areas as well. So like you have to be kind of smart about that when you're out doing your cutting season. But the cutting season's over now, and now I'm negotiating, trying to get blackthorn. So usually in the off season, when I cannot go cutting blackthorn, or no one can go cutting blackthorn because it's against the law to do cutting the hedges at this time of year. Usually, I will keep an eye on who has been like posting pictures, cutting loads of blackthorn this year, and I usually contact them to see if they want to sell some sticks and stuff. So usually, in the summer months, like I do try to buy in some sticks. I managed to get one stick maker already who gave me I think I can't remember, 400 or 500 sticks, and I have another stick maker guy that I'm working on, that in May he can give me about 500 sticks. So that's be another. That means I've already in the off season I've sourced an extra 1,000 pieces of blackthorn. One piece is that I can make a handle out of, so it's good. Because like you can only cut so many blackthorn per year yourself physically, and when the demand's there, and McCaffrey Crafts, we got to be the biggest supplier and maker of blackthorn through all of this time of building this really reputable brand. Like with McCaffrey Crafts, you deal direct with me, the maker. You're dealing with the McCaffrey family as well. We're professionals. There's never any messing. Like when you buy from a legitimate Irish business, like you are supporting Irish stick making. You are supporting, like blackthorn is a heritage product of Ireland. Many other countries will try to claim blackthorn and this and that, but that's not true. Blackthorn is a symbol of Ireland. It was given to foreign dignitaries when they came to Ireland as well, and no one will take that away from the Irish. And I'm very passionate about Irish crafts and supporting Irish businesses as well, legitimate businesses, not these black market sellers. Actually, I'll tell you a quick story. I got several emails when I was on holiday about some kind of some scammer that was on one of these dodgy Facebook groups, and this scammer was taking pictures from my website and saying that he made them, and was asking to send €60. So if you send him €60 by PayPal, he will send you a blackthorn walking stick. And that's too good to be true. And he's taking pictures that he finds online, and because I'm quite well known online, and I've been posting pictures for the past 15 years, he's found a few of my pictures, and he's just one of these grifters that is trying to make a few bucks as well. But that's why I'm saying, look, I'm a strong advocate for buying direct with Irish businesses, registered businesses who are trying to make this into a proper industry. But there's these scammers, black market sellers, illegal sellers. Like when you buy something from a dodgy like Facebook group or something like that, like you have to be super careful. And sometimes now and again you will kind of like get some bargains. If there's some brand new guy and he has got a clue what he's doing, and he has a nice piece of blackthorn, he sells it for 25 euro. That happens in eBay and places as well, where guys can do that as well. So if you are buying some blackthorn, there are some tips I can give you as well. Firstly, you should know the name of the person in full, their full real name. My name is Francis McCaffrey. If you want my full name, Francis Joseph Patrick McCaffrey the fifth. That is my full name as well. If you're dealing with a business, they should have if they're registered in Ireland, they should have a company registered number. That means they have a registered business in Ireland. I am a limited company, McCaffrey Crafts Limited. I also have a physical retail location that I trade out of in Killorglin in County Kerry. So I have a physical address. So you know where to find me. If you come here any morning from 9:30 to 12 is usually when you can find me as well. So you can find me at this time. And so I have a physical location. You have my name. You have your company registered. I'm VAT registered as well. So if you're outside the EU, I don't charge you any VAT at all on orders. So all the Americans, you don't get any VAT charged by McCaffrey Crafts, which is pretty good. And so only buy from people their real names. If you're going by some nickname, you don't know who they are, where they're from. Any problems with buying on a Facebook dodgy group, you don't know who they are, you don't know where they return it to as well. Just ask them, say, what's your company registered number? Where are you registered for business? Like, where can I do returns? Say you buy a walking stick, it's the wrong size. Like, what's going to happen? Can I get it resized? Can I send it back? Where can I send it back to? And again, remember, like, when you buy with a real business, there's only actually three businesses in Ireland that sell. Four actually. One, two, yeah, four. There's one in Cork as well. There's one in Cork, one in Wicklow, and one up the I think Mayo as well, and myself, that are real businesses, pay your taxes, and we're I'd always say buy Irish from one of us as well, is the main thing as well. So be very careful. I know I'm waffling on too much about this thing, but you know it's the time of year. It's that people are always trying to scam. People will take a picture, they'll put it online to say, here, buy this, and with good faith, you're sending money over PayPal. I know sometimes you PayPal protection and different things like that, but they'll insist for you to send it as a friends and family payment. And if you send it as friends and family, you cannot get a refund from PayPal. So just put it down as a commercial item. So if you are using Facebook marketplaces or these dodgy Facebook groups, be very careful. I would say always support Irish. There's not really any Irish run groups out there as well. So deal directly with the manufacturers. Look, stick makers are all going to be a bit weird and eccentric. I'm no different as well. Like to have the personality to do blackthorn, which is quite a dangerous wood to work with, to go out in the heart of winter and stuff as well. It's we're always going to deal with these little temperamental artists or something like that as well. Sorry, I'm waffling on too much here as well. Let's see. Over a kilogram dug up from an old graveyard in Scotland as well. What is blackthorn doing in a graveyard? Sometimes they have what's the yew trees around the graveyards as well. Joe, I'm not really trying to stir things up. It's a general question. Nah, Joe, I know you, man. You're messing. He thought that the knuckles made from the stick. No, you're always trying to get me to throw a snipe at someone there. The last few weeks that you're on as well. So it's about time there that I'm saying, all right, man. You know, you look, if you ask me some questions, not a bother, and I always will call you. You video called me several times, and I give you advice. But like you're a bit old now to be like asking me to say a comment against another stick maker and stuff like that. Like let's move on. Good evening, lad. Missed the show last Friday. Steve, I didn't do a show last Friday. I was what was I? I think I was in Singapore last Friday. Like I was traveling all over, man. I had a whirlwind 2 weeks. I was down in Singapore as well. Singapore is an interesting spot, actually. I love to travel, and then I have to go to Amsterdam next May, or May in a few weeks' time, and then I have to go to Germany. I have to go. I have a lot of things to do. A lot of exciting things at McCaffrey Crafts. I'm trying to scale up and become a bigger business as well. I'll keeping true to my blackthorns. Byron says, "Hello, Francis. How are things with you?" Uh, Francis, good to see you, my friend. Very good. Well said, Francis. Quality crafts and service. Yes, I do like to sell myself. I'm a shameless self promoter. Um, but like I have to take ownership and be a custodian for blackthorn and for Irish blackthorn as well. Like you know, a lot of vested interests come into the blackthorn business as well, and it's usually to do with money and different things as well. So where there's money involved, people try to come in and try to make up their own kind of narratives and stuff as well. Oh, we got a €5. Very good, or $5. Let's see. Thanks, Clark Sargent says, thanks for the stream. Can you talk generally about the variation in technique between different stick makers who have made sticks for generations? Well, you're lucky that here at McCaffrey Crafts, the McCaffreys have made sticks for generations. We featured in a book in 1984 with a relative of mine who was in his 80s making blackthorn. My dad, who is still alive, makes blackthorn. Is on eBay. I've had him on the live streams, and I make blackthorns as well. So the different stick makers that I know and the generation. It's going to be a long kind of answer, Clark, but sure, you've paid for it, so why not as well. The main variation in, say, modern stick makers is like whether like some, like for me, I go for more kind of rustic, and I focus more on the handle and walking aids. I focus on one-piece sticks. Some stick makers, they fit on two-piece sticks, or they say they put a merlin on top. They use the Irish word merlin, but essentially what they're doing is they take two pieces of wood. Usually they have a wooden dowel, and they make a female and male like tendon connection, and then they stick it on with glue, and that would be kind of like the other ones, variations between it as well. So like the main thing is always um, a one piece and a two-piece stick. Usually, like for resale, for investment, or if you ever put in an auction, you do have to put down whether it's a one-piece stick or two-piece stick. And if you did put it up for sale, if you were selling a two-piece stick as a one-piece, that, in my opinion, is a scam, and it is conning someone as well, trying to say that this is a genuine, authentic piece of blackthorn, and that it's made from two different woods. So the main thing I kind of see at the moment, and the main kind of trends, is that most like are going for this kind of like really decorative picture, like that looks really great, and because the main shift is just to kind of sell online at the moment. So like a lot of stick makers are more going for like pictures, and they put a lot of finish on it more than I do as well. You see, like I'm more thinking about a hand and friction on the handle. So like I seep in some some sealer, some sanding sealer as well, and I put a few coats in, and then I put really kind of light thin coats on it as well. And I don't like a really thick gloss shiny finish as well, for the reason being is that over time with friction, it's all right for about like 6 months, but like after about a year, like it can get like a bit sticky and tacky as well. And I've experimented with all the finishes. Like years ago, like the main thing in the 80s, say in the 90s, with stick makers, is it was all yacht varnish was the finish, and then Danish oil came along, and then teak oil, and then people were using linseed. Linseed is more for like a cricket batter for bare wood to get the grain out, and the oil is more for that. But like yacht varnishes was like the cheapest and you could get it more in quantity. So because of the cheapest finish, and you could get a lot of it, a lot of stick makers were doing it. And then they came up with marketing stories about they used it in the shipyards and different things as well. Like around Belfast, like a few of the older stick makers that I knew, they would always use yacht varnish, and their kind of narrative was that they use it in the shipyards for things and that, but it's just more of a costing as well. Let's see. So can Jerry talk about the variations between and sticks for generations? So like if you go back long enough for generations, like sticks would be made like from local woods, and everyone kind of had their own style of doing it as well. Every stick maker has their own way of doing it. Like there's a few guys that try to copy exactly what I do, and their sticks are just kind of like lesser clones of what I do. But like real stick makers, they just kind of are authentic themselves. They make sticks that they like, and they all have their own kind of style. They have their own kind of finishes that they use as well. For me, I use different finishes. I don't just have one finish that I use. It just depends on what I'm trying to do as well. And like my main focus is more like on the walking aid side of things as well. I know the lads with all the stick fightings and different things of that, and it's all well and good and things. But like you need like a lot of guys that contact me. They generally need it for balance. They need it to help themselves, and they really want a piece of Irish heritage. So that's why I'm so like always like hung on the Irish side of things as well. I'm not trying to be disparaging to other guys who are trying to hustle and stuff, but like there's only one Irish blackthorn. Like it doesn't, it's a heritage part of Ireland, man. So I'm always going to be defensive of that. Over the years, like in olden times, like it was always a rustic stick. It was never like a gentleman's cane, and it was used like by a lot of farmers, by a lot of rurals. So a lot of guys would use like black shoe polish back in the day, and like some people ask me, why don't you use black shoe polish? But it will come off on your clothes and your hands. And like black shoe polish, like beeswax would be a big component in that. You can polish it up like really nicely, and it looks pretty good as well. There's one story and one reference out there that everyone falls back on and use about sticking the stick up the chimney to blacken it and different things like that. Like the old Irish cottages, they had very big fireplaces, like really big fireplaces. Like you could easily fit a big stick up there and put it up. My guess of what people did that, it was more to try to maybe attempt or speed up the seasoning process and stuff, but it probably wasn't the kind of best thing to be doing as well. But like they didn't really use that for blackening as well. So like there's one report of a stick maker who would throw his blackthorn wood into a pile of horse shit that was on the farm, and there's one report of a guy that would use like seawater and sea salt to kind of do the for the seasoning of his woods. Then there's one report of one guy that set it up the chimney as well, which like a loads of people kind of like reference and different things. But it's like one fact that one guy reported to, and a lot of people kind of say it. So like there's been kind of like loads of different kind of variations over the years. The main thing is like when the British kind of saw the blackthorn was doing pretty well and stuff, and then the British tried to make it more into like a gentleman's type of cane, and then like the British type of like, because blackthorn was synonymous with Ireland, it was well known in faction fights. It was well known, and then like some British stick makers decided to put like a metal ferrule at the bottom to make it really nice and fancy looking. They use really kind of thin ones as well, and so like the British gentleman kinds of blackthorn were like really kind of thin, and like were really well polished as well. And a lot of them would have would be two pieces, and they would have a derby handle like attached to them as well. And so over the years, like people are always trying to make them fancy and different things. But I'm more for like rustic kind of like traditional type of walking aid. I just like I leave nature decide what sticks I make. Like I have no idea what handle. I go out each season, I cut 600 to 800 sticks myself, and that's going to be the type of sticks I make then. And whatever I find, that dictates the type of wood I have. Whether I have a load of root sticks one year, or sometimes I have way more root sticks. Sometimes there's sticks with a lot of knuckles, which come more so from the branch. The trunk of the blackthorn tree was more highly prized than the branches, because it was more flexible. There was a bit of bend, and also it was quite strong as well. There's less thorns on it. Uh, so yeah, it's quite a long answer there, and the variations between different stick makers as well. Like all the old pictures of stick makers I've seen from like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like they're just applying it in their kitchen, and they're mostly using just black paint and like whatever varnish is available at the time. And that was like the main things, and it was always kind of like hand tools and different things as well. And like it's very hard to kind of like make a factory and stuff because the way the blackthorn is and twisty and bendy. But yeah, so that's kind of it. Like there's never really been a big factory doing blackthorn because it's a business you can't scale. You cannot never like get the quantity enough that you could actually scale it for it to be like a large business as well. So the only way to scale it is to have like a range of different products that kind of like all complement each other as well. Uh, anyway, that was a pretty long answer as well, but you paid the $5, so I hope that answers. If you have any follow up questions, just ask away as well. I'll be there in July to buy sticks. Be very good, Charles. See you in July. Should be around. What tools would the stick makers use originally? Um, Mostly from what I know, they didn't use many tools. A lot of them would just have like a handsaw, and they would use like just little knives and different things as well, just for kind of carving. But like the knives are kind of hard to do. You can do it, but it takes a long time. So mostly they would have like just a regular type of handsaw, and they would just have some kind of knives and different things as well. I've heard reports of guys like using a bit of an axe and stuff, but I don't know how practical that is. So I can remember like it was always farm lads and poor lads that would be making these sticks, and then they'd go to the market. Like say in Ireland, like they would have these fair days and markets which are well known, and the farmers would come down from their property. They'd be selling some eggs, they'd be selling like bits and pieces. They might be selling some wool items that they've it's like a swap meet in America, or a flea market, or a craft fair. And the guys making the sticks would bring them down too, like and they would always just utilities for people to use. In Killarney and stuff, there's a famous picture Johnny of the sticks on the road to Ross Castle, down Ross Road, and he used to sell them quite a lot to the tourists. For almost a century ago, that Carney was always a bit of a tourist spot. And he used to kind of sell that as well. And he was just all kind of basic enough hand tools. There's the more skill that's in this business is more in trying to like locate and find and identify the handles, and do things as well. You don't need a lot of tools to make blackthorn. That's kind of what is makes them quite interesting as well. Tex says hello from Oklahoma. Hello, how are things with you? Zero Fox said good evening, Francis. Missed last week, but then the night shift. I didn't do last week, so you missed nothing. So it's all good. Ammonia is really toxic. Yeah, like with finishes, man, some of the finishes are so toxic as well. You see the warning labels on them. If you're not in the well implemented area. We have Nicholas Digler. Good information. Honest walking aid. Correct. Thank you. I saw the video you posted on Facebook, Nicholas, where you're talking about a knob stick you got. Did you get that from Jeremy Duncan? It looks like you're saying that you got it locally and it was ironwood. And Jeremy's a great guy, passionate about stick making, super respectful. I like the guy as well, and he's bought a few of my sticks. But yeah, did you get that from Wicked Knob Sticks or something like that? And like he's like he understands that it's a heritage product of Ireland, and he's his approach to how he's doing it as a new stick maker is quite respectful. I kind of like it. He's like, Irish sticks and blackthorn and shillelaghs belong to the Irish. I'm making my version of a knob stick, inspired and motivated by what they're doing in Ireland. He's using his local woods. He's calling it local woods, and I like that. And I kind of like think that people that are making woods from local woods and authentic. It's like my thing is like if you're a crafts person, like don't be trying to copy something that someone's doing in Ireland. Say, look, this is my area. Here are the stories around. This is a unique wood to my particular area, and kind of make something along those lines. And yeah, but I saw your video you made on Facebook. You're quite passionate as well, and it's pretty good. Okay, let's see. Interesting history, Francis. I love hearing about the history of the blackthorn as well. Yeah, like the thing is like it's so fragmented and it's so different. Everyone seems to always want a template to say what is the one way to make this stick. what is the one correct finish to do? But like in Ireland, there's a million accents and a million different ways. Like there's no correct way to do anything in Ireland. There's several ways to do several things and several roses as well. Let's see now. Nicholas says, I use Jeremy Duncan, Wicked Knob Sticks, Hardwood Ambulate. So I was pretty right, yeah. Made my needs and an excellent. Yeah, look, Jeremy is a nice lad. All his interactions with me have been super respectful as well. He watches the channel, and the big thing about me is that I kind of like respect because I feel like I have been a long time in this blackthorn business, and whenever a new guy comes along, like they show me respect, and I don't want them cutting corners. I want them to learn, to take time, to have patience seasoning the wood, and if they've been talking to me for a few years, then I start giving them a bit more information. But like if you're some new guy and you're looking for all my trade secrets for not even interacting with me for a few years, you don't get it. But like this lad, Jeremy, my interactions with him is good. Seems a nice lad. He's passionate about the ironwood. I love this video where he's beating the crap out of his tree with it as well. And he seems like a nice guy. And I think he got some stress online from people as well. But like he should just keep making sticks. The ironwood you have there is quite a strong wood as well. And look, he makes nice rustic knob sticks that are authentic. He doesn't have any bullshit story or any kind of nonsense. He just says, these are sticks I make. They're great sticks. They're hard. Look, here you go. And, Nicholas, you're supporting American craft businesses. And, like if he continues to that, like the thing is, like, you got to support people that are kind of like getting out there and starting up businesses and different things as well. And, you build a nice kind of network. Nicholas, you're happy with my answer is good. Let's see. Could I use a steamer to help straighten a stick? It's a small one for cleaning tiles. The steamers, I've gone through the whole steamer thing like for a few years, and like if it's like a thin enough kind of piece, it's not bad. Or the steam is fine for like hiking sticks and different things. But like sometimes blackburn's a bit awkward, and like you need a bit more strength. And like the only problem with kind of straightening is that sometimes like you have to wait longer. It kind of slows, like I know it's quicker to like you go throw in like 10-20 pieces of wood, but then you have to hold them in position and wait till it kind of dry out, and you have to hold them in position for a lot longer. And like when you calculate the time that you save by steaming several at the same time, as opposed to like the amount of time that's going to take before you can, because the thing is like with a stick there's more than one bend you have to do, like and you don't have to straighten it exactly perfect, but like with a stick you might have to, like there might be five, there could be up to 5 to 7 points where you have to apply pressure to bend it several different ways. And if it's kind of like a little spiral thing too, there's another thing you have to do as well. And so yeah, like what I found with the steamer is that it's just it works out more time consuming than doing it without a steamer, with just heating up the wood and then putting it in, because then it can kind of if you heat up just particularly the spot that you want to do the bend in, you're not heating up like the whole thing. And you don't have to wait as long then before you're working on the second and third bend as well, so it works out as a bit quicker as well. Tristan McDaniel said, hi Francis, Tristan from Kentucky here. I was wondering if hickory would make a good cudgel. I haven't been able to find any blackthorn around here, at least not in this part of the state. Hickory's a hard American wood. You could make cudgels out of that. It would be hard as fine to use. Hickory is used for pool cues and for different things as well. It's an authentic local wood that you're going to go out and harvest yourself. You're going to season it. There's great pride in doing that. Like it's authentic. Like hickory is authentic to your area. It's a beautiful wood. People kind of use it as well. And why not? Like you can be inspired by what you see in these channels, by what the Irish stick making is and different things. But like don't be saying, oh, this is a shillelagh or something like that, because like it's your own personal kind of local area wood, and something to kind of be proud of as well. And like that's always the best way to go as well. And it's fine to start as a hobby and to do a few sticks and stuff, but then like it's kind of sad that the kind of money tarnishes is the kind of thing a little bit, and people get in there, and you get all like the kind of number one pet peeve for Irish people, and I can give you this valuable piece of information, is when, like, people who are not from Ireland try to tell Irish people how Ireland is, and Irish people like myself, we live here, we eat Irish, we breathe Irish, we have Irish dirt in our fingernails. And then we see guys who've never been to Ireland, who are just doing it, who are trying to educate us on how Ireland is and stuff. And like, that's if you want the number one, like, most Irish people are happy and stuff, but like, if you start to doing that kind of stuff, like in a bar or in a restaurant and stuff, and it's like everywhere. Like, if you say something that kind of, there's actually, I must do a video on that, like, things to offend like Irish people and stuff like that. Like, there's Ireland is a deeply passionate place. Very, Ireland is famous for our music, for our culture, for when you go into an Irish bar, there's like emotion, there's passion. Like, you've seen me as well. I get passionate about things as well. Irish people, we have a very dark sense of humor. We say the meanest, cruelest things to our friends. A lot of nationalities won't get that as well. Um, we joke in a very kind of harsh way if we're friends with someone, and that's always kind of confusing for a lot of people as well. So it's kind of like, with Irish people, we're passionate, and we're like the Irish weather. Like, you could get 4 seasons in one day with an Irish person, and that's why it's kind of hard. You don't know if an Irish person is really annoyed with you or not. Sometimes you're like, is he angry at me, or is he just having a bit of banter with me? And there's no easy way to do that. You have to, like, really spend a lot of time with the Irish person, and kind of know. But, like, there's many ways to kind of set off Irish people as well. And look, there's a stereotype about the fighting Irish, the angry Irish man. They and, like, Irish guys have a bit of temper, I suppose, compared to most. It's fighting has been a part of Irish culture for many many times as well. Growing up, you see a lot of violence. You go out drinking, you see violence as well. And the school. Well, I don't know how it is now, man, with all these soft men that are growing up, the new generation of guys who have been growing up, quite soft. But even I'm only 44, but my generation, you had to be tough. You were hit, you were punched, you were called names. This was how you grew up. Like, I've been punched and hit loads of times at school, and different things. And I didn't need to cry about it, or go to therapy, or have my mom, like, hold me or anything like that. You just kind of get on with it, and it toughens you up. But anyway, that's a whole new conversation as well. Gotta be more tougher, man. All you guys, like Tim, I know you're a tough lad. Like, it's the generation older than me are even tougher. Like, my dad's generation is way tougher. Like, like, he's always injuring and hurting himself. And he'll go, like, my dad will hurt his back, and he'll be in lifting something straight away, even though he's in pain, and he won't say it as well. And he's very high tolerance for pain and different things. Unless he gets a man cold. When he gets a cold, he's quite difficult to deal with. And let's see. Hi, Francis. Just got back in the house. I missed most of the live stream. Just saying hi. Well, Tim, you can go back and watch it again. Like, you just kind of move the dial, and you can kind of go back to the start. And I leave these live streams up. They're a bit of history. They're someone will in the future be sitting down watching this, Tim, and they'll be analyzing this part. Like, we're creating Irish history. This is a catalog of what was going on. I've talked about the nonsense type thing where we were all locked up for 3 years and told the boogeyman was out there. And all these parts are like parts of history. And that's kind of the reason, like, I was doing all this YouTube, like, just to kind of document it, and just kind of like to look back at it when I was old or something like that, or look back at sticks and different things. And it was more like just to kind of, also, people in America who needed, like, to see the stick, I would talk through the stick, I would show them and stuff. But, like, I'm working on a few sticks now. Like, I have a few things beside me I can show you. I've noticed a bunch of my shillelaghs and cudgels and all these have been selling well for the last few weeks. So I've just started on a new batch of these guys that I'm working on. I still haven't put the holly ones actually online. I need to write, well, to put on the website takes a bit of effort. I have a bunch of kind of sticks here that's kind of working on. Wait, if I can grab one without knocking everything over. Oh wait, 1 second now. So I have a bunch of these sticks that I'll be putting up tomorrow as well. I have a load of sticks thrown all over the place here. My shop's a mess. I got to clean up my shop. I had some tourists come in yesterday to my shop, about 8 of them, and like it was like an obstacle course. The place was so messy. I've been away for 2 weeks. I've just been packing and making videos and talking to people, and I have loads of sticks that I need to kind of get online as well. I have a really nice batch of sticks. So I have all different woods. It just depends. Like sometimes, like I do these really kind of like polished sticks that take a lot of time to polish, and this guy like polishes them even more for me as well and brings out a better shine. Um, and I have various white things that I'm working on as well. Anyway, let's see. Are you right, my friend? The younger generation is soft. Yes, they are. I never thought I'd be one of those old fellas like talking about that, but man, it's like you know, this is they're so emotional. It's like I have 3 kids, so I'm kind of seeing the next generation of like teenagers and these guys in their early 20s and stuff. And man, it's like they are they are soft as anything. Like they're very emotional. I don't know, like it's fine for a bit of banter and to have a bit of passion, but like they seem to get upset very easily about different things. Like I've had through this blackthorn business, I've had guys call me up and said they're going to kill me and stuff, and it's I didn't like have a meltdown or anything like that. I've had guys call me up, say my home address, and they were going to come down, and I'd have to take I have to record the calls and log these things as well. And it's you get a lot of like weird guys and stuff like that as well, and you got to be tough and mentally to kind of like be able to deal with as well, because like there's loads of I get like because like I put myself out there, and I do lots of advertising. Like there's I get all calls. I get teenagers like contacting me, messing as well. I get like guys calling me a Nazi or something for some reason. I don't know what that's about. And and I like I've been called so many things. A guy last week called me Adolf Hitler, and I don't know why. Maybe my hair was combed to the side or something like that. And you just got to be tough. Like if I took all of these things personally, man, it'd be like and like that's the thing. If you're ever starting a business and going online, it just comes like the more active and the more you grow, like you just get guys just like sometimes a lot of them are just bored. They're just lads at home and they're just looking for a bit of a response or a rise or a bit of attention. And I don't mind that. I don't mind guys trying to hustle and make money and things as well. But like when they start scamming and stuff, that's kind of like there's always a line, and you cross over it as well. But yeah, Tim, like these guys. I don't know what it's like in America, but in Ireland, there's a new batch of lads, new batch of guys that are a bit emotional. They like to get in touch with that side, but I don't know, man. If you're holding a blackthorn as well, you're a strong man. You don't need that as well. We have about 10 minutes there left, guys. If you have any more questions or want to ask me anything specific, work away. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and I'll try to do this every Friday and be a bit more consistent. The first, like what I'm working on. So yeah, I have a bunch of these sticks that I'm kind of working on and cudgels. So for this weekend, for the next week, I'm just kind of really going to focus on getting my stock back up again. I'm focusing on like making a lot of sticks and make a lot of cudgels. I'm not making too many hiking sticks at the moment. I might wait until May to do that. They're always a pain in the butt to ship and stuff as well with the shipping companies. So like yeah, so I'm going to be working on blackthorn and working on quite a lot. I want to kind of get all my stock up and put a load of sticks online so that then I can kind of like work on a few ideas and stuff, because like it's kind of important for me over the summer months to kind of like work on variations as well to try to get that going. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to work on for the next while as well. Sorry, I think they just lost the feed there for a second, but I don't know how good the internet here is at the moment. Usually if it rains, the internet can get a bit slow. Let's see now. I think there's a few. Okay, Tristan says, oh wait, 1 second. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I used to make a walkie stick every now and then when I was a kid, and still have them. I just wanted to get back to it and appreciate advice. Yeah, it's a lot of people have a sentimental connection to either a grandparent or something they did as a child with sticks. There's something really rustic and like the thing about a blackthorn is like I don't have to do anything. It kind of sells itself. Like when you pick it up and you hold it and you feel it. There's just something I don't know, man. There's just some connection. I don't know about all this mysticism and spiritual stuff and all like this, but like there's just something when you hold like a piece of wood or something like that, and I know when you hold it, you get this kind of feeling, and it feels pretty good. It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe you guys because you're into sticks as well. Clark says, I know seasoning usually takes 2 to 3 years. I have been seasoning American beach in the living room where the stove is. Will that shorten the process? How can I tell if they're ready? The thing about like trying to season wood near a stove is that heat is not the friend of wood, and sometimes if you're trying to speed up the process, this is going to lead to a lot of cracking. And like if you only have one or two pieces of wood, it's going to kind of ruin it. So like usually you should season it in a place with a lot of moving air. Like the heavy side should be down just for kind of gravity as well. So like to be honest, it's kind of better for it to be maybe outside where there's like wind or in a shed or something like that. And maybe put it up like a bit high where like, in the roof or the rafters or something like that. I probably would recommend against putting it near a stove. I think that would cause the problems. Beech is a lovely wood. It's a good hardwood as well. It's still, beech can take a while to season as well. I don't think you need to leave 3 years for beech. Like usually just take out a little penknife, scratch a bit off. Like the bark should not be green or anything. So usually that's the first step when you're kind of like looking in the seasoning process. Another thing too is get a weighing scales and weigh it every month or 2 months. And if it's still losing weight and still losing weight, then you know that it's still seasoning. And usually when it starts to taper off, like say for example, if you weigh it and it's like 500 grams, and it's 400 grams, and it's 300 grams, and it's staying around the kind of 300 mark, then it's starting to kind of like level off with the seasoning. So because like as with seasonings, it gets lighter. It always does as well. And usually you kind of just know by looking at the wood when you're working with it. So like, if I have a piece of blackthorn that's been there for 2 years, I think, and all right, I'm going to work on this now, and I just cut off the ends and I look at the color of the wood and I'm like, ah, man, it's not seasoned yet. I got to wait another while and I just put it to the side. So sometimes you don't really know until you can like see the wood grain, and if it's still quite quite white or something like that, or pale, you can kind of like tell from that. So like there's a few things that. And Mary says, tell Dad and Aaron hello. Yeah, I had to bring Aaron to the hospital yesterday. Well, here's the thing about Ireland. Aaron, he gets like these blood nose. Actually, a piece of a blackthorn stick hit him in the nose before, and I think it might be injured from it. I didn't do that. I think it was Granddad by accident when he's running around. But yeah, so we had to wait for an ear, throat, and nose doctor appointment, and it took near 5 years or something like that for this particular specialist and stuff. And it wasn't serious, so I kind of like I didn't go private and didn't follow up and stuff. But I got a letter like after yeah, it was actually 6 years because he was four, now he's 10. So it's after 6 years of waiting, but we weren't like, it wasn't like a pressing thing. He gets blood noses now and again. We wanted to check it out. So I brought him to the hospital there yesterday. He had to get his blood done to get an allergy test, which he wasn't happy with at all. So he was pretty annoyed there yesterday, Mary. So I did what all good dads did do, and I brought him to McDonald's, to get him some American nourishment. And after he had McDonald's and his belly was full, he seemed a bit happier. And then I brought him to the toy shop. I got him like a slinky, like little toy that he liked, and this axolotl type of thing or character or something like that. Aaron's kind of into like cute things and different things like that. It's good. He's still a kid being a kid, which is great. It's always like sometimes you don't want kids to grow up too quickly too. You just want them to enjoy just being kids. James, I found beech to be too heavy. It is pretty heavy, man. It is heavy, and the bark falls off. Yes, it's a bit like that. But the texture, like the wood grain on beech is all right. Like let's see, and the texture underneath the bark is coarse. Yeah, like with beech, you probably would take the bark off completely, and the wood grain is pretty nice with it. But like it is pretty heavy, very heavy actually. It's but you can use it like some stick makers, they use beech handles and attach it to blackthorn, because beech is quite a strong stick, and the wood grain looks pretty nice, and it's usually a bit harder to identify like beech wood over others. So like it's used a lot. If you're looking for these knobs or balls, they're all made of beech. Like there's all wholesalers that do that. Uh, Francis, you could have grown a new kid in 6 years. Yes. The McCaffrey baby factory has been shut down. I'm not making any babies anymore, man. 3 kids is enough. That's the thing. But I've been living like a monk for a while, so nothing to worry about that. I put all my energy into the stick making. Let's see now. Sweet birch is better. The birch in Ireland is like kind of a bit crap to use. Like there's like silver birch, and there's actually this kind of like dark black birch that looks a little bit like blackthorn, but it's light as a feather, and like it doesn't really season too well, and like you can't bend it or straighten it. It kind of like cracks too much. And like I found like the actual birch that's I can't count for like other variations, but the kind of two main kind of variations that are around me are kind of crap to use. I looked at using them years ago, and just they were no good. The woods I like using are blackthorn, oak, rowan tree, holly, maybe ash to a lesser extent. It's just that like I kind of like a challenge in finding the wood. Like, say whitethorn is everywhere. It's like the most common, easy wood to get. There's nothing special about it for me as a stick maker. It's plentiful. A lot of people like paint it black and call it blackthorn as well. So it doesn't really, you know, carry like too much affection from me as well. Let's see. We have here Forge La Femme. So, are you into iron making and knife making and things like that? If you have a forge, hello from Detroit. We have a few guys from Detroit there today. So maybe there's a little stick community there growing in Detroit. And how are things there? So I don't know much about Detroit. I know the car industry was there, and like property prices are like really kind of low. And you'd see people online always complain about the crime in Detroit and stuff. But like you're local, so you can tell the real story of what's going on, because like sometimes you like Ireland people don't really know a lot of America. We'd have a general good knowledge of like world politics. Like we'd know what's going on in the world, what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Like we know the leader of China. We know a few politics in India, Australia. We know American politics pretty well, because it's like you know American politics is very divisive. But like for me, I don't mind anyone's political background. Like as long as you can kind of like talk up, and I think it's important for people to have opinions. Like for me, I'm more likely to be friends with someone who has opposing political views as opposed to have no political views. For someone no political views, they don't really care about anything. They don't want change. They don't use their vote. If someone has a complete opposite like political thing to me, but they care, and their sentiment is good. I kind of like enjoy that then. Yep, I'm heat treating a knife right now. We have a large Irish population here. Detroit is in a renaissance, and they're giving it hell. Yeah, like sometimes you read too many things, and like you things can't be like as bad as that. What they're saying. Like I know everyone like harps on about California, and everyone's going to Texas and Florida and places like that. But like you know there's always nice places and things like I know I like for me, if you ever want to get my philosophy and stuff, is I think the backbone for any society is based on the family. You need a good family unit. I think it's on the dads out there. Dads need to to be around, be be a bit tough on their kids, and toughen them up a little bit as well. I think that's quite I don't know, man. I have my own views on the world and society and how things should be as well. And I'm happy to discuss them anytime. And I'm quite happy to change my views if someone's more knowledgeable to me on things. And Michael Nolan, hey, how are things? Thanks for joining us from Facebook. Where are you from yourself? Let's see. Detroit is 1,000 miles away from me. As Dory, James is even further away from me. It's be what 5 or 6 thousand miles. I don't know, something like that. I'm here in a little small town in County Kerry in Ireland, and you guys should all come over for the summer. I should be around. Puck Fair is a mad festival anyway that's on. Let's see now. Let's see. Forge the Femme says, make no mistake, Detroit is tough, head on a swivel like any big city. So much beauty and architecture here. Yeah, like, the one positive that I can take from that, look, it is a tough place to go. Maybe people are going to grow up a bit kind of like, with a stronger attitude towards respect, and they've gone through tough times, they've gone through a bit of trauma, they've gone through this, and usually guys come out stronger from that as well. And it's nice the way you kind of wordle it as well, and like all big cities like things like that as well. But yeah, like I like to go. I'd like to go to these kind of places and to see for myself. I know, like whenever I see too many stories about a place, it kind of leads me to kind of think, well, it's probably a bit too far, or something like that as well. But like I have a lot of guys from Detroit who support my business, who buy my walking sticks, who are doing well, and they seem to be successful guys as well. So one of the places I actually want to check out and know more about it and stuff as well, because like my sticks seem to be quite popular there for some reason. I seem to be getting a lot of activity around there. So it's like there's loads of pockets around America where I do seem to do pretty well. And then there's certain pockets as well. Like there's one or two states that no matter if I ever had advertised, they would never buy my sticks. It's kind of funny. And it's all quite interesting. Look, it's been about an hour, guys. It's about 7 p.m. here in Ireland. I think I gotta do a shop run. Gotta get dog food. If you have dogs, it's the most annoying chore. You just get home and then the dogs have no dog food. It's out or something like that. It's the bane of my life. And you're looking, and then I have to deal with a fridge problem. I think the kids were messaging me saying the fridge is gone and the fuse is blown and it's not freezing, and then it's freezing. I don't know. So I think probably need to get a new fridge this weekend. Wow, very interesting life of a stick maker, man. I'm living the high life, balling here as well. Have a great weekend. Yeah, have a great weekend to you guys as well. Um, if there's any kind of like suggestions or comments, or you want like any specific answers, send me any questions as well, and quite happy to make some videos on them as well. Here, last comment as well. We have, let's see. Oh, four. Can I? Okay, 1 second now. Can Dominic says that by. Okay, the best restaurants you're saying. So we have the best restaurants in America. We have great St. Patrick's Day parade. Yeah, they must have a good Irish connection as well. And pleasure to meet you as well, Rachel. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you have a YouTube channel there, what is it, Forge the Femme? If you're making knives and stuff, it's pretty cool. Okay, Dominic says bye. Mary says bye as well. I just cooked a week's worth of dog food. It'll be grand for a week. I know, man. It's like the bane of my life. It's like, I'm organized and getting things done in business, and then you go home and it's like a disaster, man. It's like so many of these little chores, like but it's like I hate when I have to go home. I sit down and make a cup of tea. I'm tired from making stick making. Back is sore, eyes are sore, from the dust, burning throat from from whatever I've been using. And then the dogs go mental looking for food, and I have no dog food. It's right up there with having no toilet paper. Mark Swain, good morning from Navan. Navan, man. It's Tommy Tiernan place, isn't it? All right. I got to go now. Take care, guys. Okay. Bye.